Hi, welcome to today's video. This is going to be the new features available in Bridge Operator Console for RingCentral in January of 2022. So the two big ones that we're going to talk about today are first, we've added the follow me tagging capability automatically to a user when a call is transferred. So what that means is the normal user tagging, where you'd select a user and tag them, would allow you to get their presence updates in this top corner as they happen. We've automated that process so that when you transfer a file to someone, say we're going to transfer this file to Susan Larson, when we do now, we are going to be able to follow along and see that her phone is now ringing. And then when she answers, we'll be able to see that she's actually answered that call. So that's a process that you can do manually with tagging for people that you want to follow particularly every day in and out. This automatic version will go for basically 30 seconds. So when you transfer a call for 30 seconds, it's going to give you updates on that person, and then it will stop, unless they're one of your tagged people, in which case it'll be business as usual. You'll continue to get the updates as expected. So that's the first feature. The second one, kind of long awaited here, is the ability to customize the screen UI. Now what we've done is it's not a full customizable dragging and dropping and moving things around, but we've given you 6 presets, and they're going to be available under settings, and they will be under screen layout, this option right here. So the presets look like this. There is kind of a super simple basic layout. This just has the calls, the groups, and then the company directory and the search bar. That's all that is there. So if you don't use call queues, you don't use call parking, you don't want the call graphs, you don't want any information about the current caller, this is your super simple basic one. There's a version of that that's flipped, so you can have the company directory on the left, the stuff on the right. There's a layout where it's kind of the basic version that you're used to now, but just without the parking lot. So if you don't do any parking and you want that extra real estate for the company directory, this would get you that. Same thing for call queues. This would have a parking lot and just a lot of groups, no call queues. So if you're not using call queues, this is probably a better layout for you here. And the last two are for users that maybe just want to use BOC as a phone only, and they're not doing a lot of answer transfer, but they just want the functions without taking up a lot of screen. We've given 2 options as a basic horizontal, which makes this kind of like a quarter screen app across the top, like a toolbar. So it's really slimmed down. It's kind of spread out to go horizontally, I guess. And the other one's the opposite of that. It's the vertical layout. So it's, calls on top and it kind of goes down, up to down. So let's just pick our super simple layout, and we'll go through one thing that's kind of important. Now, typically, and I should mention, if you want to go back to the original, you just go in the screen, you hit this, then you got to sign in, sign out, because it does do a lot of shuffling around. So that'll get you back to the original at any time. But let's go ahead and pick the super simple layout. So what that's going to do, it's going to remove the items that we didn't want and leave us with this. So we got a lot of orange space here. What these are for in the custom layouts, they're not really applicable in the normal base layout because it's going to auto size to fill the screen. But in the custom layouts, these plus and minuses that are available on every grid, so anywhere there's like a data grid, whether it's people or calls or whatnot, there's this plus and minus. And basically what they do is they allow you to make that grid bigger. So if we click this, we can kind of fill this out to whatever size, whatever size we want the window to be. And you'll know when you've gone too far because it'll start, the scroll bar will change, and you'll wind up with, you'll be able to tell. Let's just say we want to stop here, and then we want to shrink this one just a little bit to kind of get rid of that scroll on that side. And we get it where we want it, and we've got more company directory real estate now. Now, when we leave and sign back in, it'll remember all this. It'll remember how long we had this grid, how long we had this grid, all that good stuff. So it'll be there for us like we left it going forward. So these are the 2 new features available January 2022 in Bridge Operator Console for RingCentral. Thank you. Have a great new year.